Welcome everybody inside of Paycom Center alongside Royce Young. I am Paris Lawson. Game one of the first round officially behind us, and the Thunder now 1-0 in this series against the Phoenix Suns with a very dominant win. And to be exact, the fourth largest playoff win in OKC history, a 35-point win. And Royce, I don't know what your massive takeaways on this were, but I thought the Thunder won this game by winning the possession battle in this one.
And that's been the story of this team for multiple seasons, Paris.
Yeah.
And really, you know, we've kind of seen this story before with the Thunder in postseason basketball. There's a lot of areas I'm sure that Coach Mark and the staff are going to want to clean up. The players themselves, not the most efficient offensive game. But one thing that we know about postseason basketball, really postseason sports all over, is when you play defense, you can be effective. And this Thunder team came out with a defensive energy and intensity. That is the calling card of this team. And they've just been so good about the defensive end, and that's what really carried the day in this game one. Yeah,
the defensive pressure really from both teams was on full display. The Thunder just winning that by a significant margin, 34-2 in points off turnovers in this game here today. All right, let's get you over to the press room so you can hear from Thunder head coach Mark Daigneault, who's at the podium.
Mark, a key hallmark for you all defensively all year is paint protection and prioritizing that. What worked well with just the coordination of your defense to ensure that they didn't get much down low and had to be a jump shooting team tonight?
Yeah, I mean, they're a good jump shooting team, so I would expect them to make more of the open ones as we go through the series. I didn't think they shot it great tonight relative to how they normally do, but I did think we were on it. We took a lot of the easy stuff away, made them earn everything. And when you do that, you give yourself a chance to have a night like tonight where the jump shots don't go in because they're over a contest. So I thought generally we were pretty good.
Yeah, and then offensively, against their pressure, they've been one of the best turnover forcing teams in the league, and may get to more of that. But you all were able to execute it and not be, not turn it over, not many live ball. What was key there, and just the precision on the offensive end?
Yeah, I thought we were good execution, good force inside of the actions, good pace in an opportunistic way, but not reckless, and just executed in the half court, got ourselves advantages, made the right plays. I thought the unselfishness tonight really popped. And so, we just bet on good shots and played pretty well on that end as well.
Mark, that lineup to start the second with J. Will, J. Dub, Kaysen, AJ, Ijo, that lineup hasn't played a ton this year, but it felt like the foundation of the lead was built on that lineup today. Like, what did you see from that lineup? What do you hope to see out of that lineup throughout the series?
Yeah, those guys were great. They went in there, extended the lead. I thought Jay Will's first half minutes were particularly impactful, especially on the glass. The rebounding, this is the best crashing team in the league. They don't get the most offensive rebounds, but they go more than anybody. And so you got to be really cognizant of that. I thought at the end of the first half, that reared its head a little bit. They got on the glass, they got extra possessions. I think they had 14 second chance points at halftime. But prior to that, Jay Will really patrolled it with the defensive rebounding down there.
And Dub was just saying earlier this week that he feels as fresh as possible because he barely played this year. What do you sort of want him? I imagine maybe the injury stuff is.
You heard Coach Daigneault. The series is 1-0, but really it's 0-0 at this point. Time to turn the page because, to his point, the Thunder has a lot of familiarity with this team. They played 5 times in the regular season and was the most recent regular season matchup. So this has been a quick turnaround for the Phoenix Suns after they played in the play-in tournament, and now they're going to get some rest, and they're definitely going to be a hungry team and well-rested on Wednesday.
Yeah, that was a big takeaway from Coach Mark there is that, with the Suns having their quick turnaround, now there's the 2 days off. There's a lot of things that can change. You always got to win the days in between. That's been a theme of this Thunder team throughout every postseason series, is about improving throughout the series. You want to become a better team between games 1 and 2, and then as you carry on. But a big thing that Coach Mark said was what we were talking about too. The defense was critical in this game. The Thunder didn't shoot the ball well. A lot of things to clean up and be better at, but that defensive mentality is always going to be important as you transition into game 2 and further in this series.
Yeah, if you're not going to shoot the ball well, you can always rely on your defense, and the Thunder's defense has been top of the league all season long, showing up huge in this matchup here against the Phoenix Suns in game 1 of the first round. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with a Thunder player of the building. As you can see, joining us now here on Thunder Playoff Postgame, it's AJ Mitchell. And AJ, what a game, what an environment we had inside of here. I just want to get your overall perspective walking onto this court and being in front of this crowd for this first playoff game here today.
It was great. I mean, obviously we have the best fans in the league, so walking out here was pretty exciting. But it was a great game overall. I think we did what we were supposed to do, and now we're focused on game 2.
You know, AJ, you got a little bit of a taste of postseason basketball, very small one last year, but now obviously a bigger role for you. What was it like for you, and what was kind of your mindset coming into the game and making the difference that you clearly did on both ends of the floor?
Yeah, I mean, I think my mindset was the same it's been this whole year, is just being aggressive, playing the way I always play, and trying to make winning plays, helping this team win in any way I can. So that was really the focus.
Yeah, you guys really won the possession battle in this game, which felt like it was really important, given the fact that you weren't shooting the ball particularly well, except for you. You knocked down 3 threes in this game, 2 really timely ones in the second quarter. What were you feeling out there in terms of your shot and your production?
I mean, just feeling great. Obviously, just letting the game come to me and focusing on winning, really. And I mean, I'm glad the shots went in. Glad we got to win. And yeah, excited for game 2.
Obviously, Phoenix presents a lot of challenges with Booker and all the perimeter players, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks. They're great shooters, and you guys really had to battle through and make them play in a crowd. What was key in disrupting their offense and really kind of making them turn into jump shooters over contested hands?
Yeah, I mean, that was the focus. Obviously, they're great offensive players. They can score, and we were focused on that. On how can we stop them? How can we avoid letting them play comfortably? And that was really the focus.
They're a really good pressure team in terms of their defense as well. A lot of great perimeter defenders. And you guys did a really good job taking care of the ball in this game here tonight. What was key for you guys to make sure that you weren't giving them any easy looks out in transition there?
Yeah, I mean, I think being strong with the ball. It's a physical team, and they're always in the gaps. They try to go for steals. So you got to be strong with the ball and take care of it. And I think our ball movement was great, and we were physical too. So that was important.
It obviously looked like a big part of what their focus was. Iguodala was big kind of on the offensive glass, but you guys also came up with a number of offensive rebounds. How important, Paris mentioned the possession battle, but just those second chance opportunities that you obviously want to limit on one end, but you want to take advantage of on our end as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very important. Obviously, I think it's one of the keys, trying to get more possessions than the opponent. And I think the Suns did a good job offensive rebounding, so that's something that we want to look at. But obviously, I think we did it too on the offensive glass, and that was important for us.
Yeah, obviously, you've been around J. Will a lot. I just want to get your perspective on his full court last second just QB1 pass to Chet for the 3. I know you've seen that before, but what did you think of that possession?
He's QB1. He's QB1. He knows how to throw those and get him on target. So glad he did it today.
One thing I wanted to ask you, AJ, is, for somebody like Dub, who obviously has had kind of a disjointed season trying to find his rhythm, and he came in and made a huge impact, but also the minutes that you played together with him, how much has that chemistry built between you two guys, being able to play more minutes on the floor, kind of as, going back and forth between ball handling and creating?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I love playing with Dub. I'm glad we got him back here healthy, but it's always fun to play with a lot of pace and kind of, having 2 ball handlers. He can bring the ball up, I can bring the ball up, and we can both create, and it's always fun. So he's huge for us, and I'm glad he's here.
Well, AJ, congratulations on the win, and thank you so much for taking the time out to bring some insight to our viewers here today. Great game, and good luck in game 2.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, we're great from hearing from AJ, a great Thunder guard. Let's send it over to another great Thunder guard who is at the podium right now, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Shai, you guys just about doubled them up in paint scoring, and a huge part of that was defensively limiting them down there. You were part of it with the block at the rim. What was key just in terms of the coordination of the defense to not let them get a lot inside tonight?
We know as a team, like offensively, the most efficient and sustainable offense is when you're in the paint, touching the paint, making plays from there. So we defensively just do our best to keep teams out the paint.
Yeah, great stuff there from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander post-game here tonight. And he brought up a lot of great points, and the fact that this team, they said it, didn't shoot the ball very well, but it didn't really matter because the defense was there, and that's where this team wants to hang their hat every night anyway.
I love the way that he kind of put it, Paris, talking about just the make or miss volatility. We talk about that all the time.
Exactly.
It's a very understood thing that, you want to shoot the ball great and you want to, knock down the open rhythm looks that you're able to generate, but some nights it just doesn't go in, and statistically some nights you make the shots you shouldn't make. But one thing that you can really control is your energy, your effort, your togetherness. I love that Shai pointed that out, the togetherness of the group. There were so many defensive possessions, Paris, where you could see that it wasn't even verbal communication, it was the unverbal communication where they were switching, they were dialed in, they were helping one another. There was a play early in the second half where J-Dub went for a steal, didn't get it, and it looked like, oh man, the Suns are going to have an advantage here to play. Instead, Cason Wallace was right there to pick up Dub. And so those sorts of things you can control, and that's what the Thunder really leaned on throughout this game.
It also speaks to the depth of the Thunder's defensive arsenal, that they have a lot of guys who are elite on-ball players and defenders. And for this group to have that is an advantage that they have used in this game and all season long, on full display in this matchup against the Suns here today. All right, let's get you back over to the press room so you can hear from Chet Holmgren.
Chet, I know this is